don't understand, Mac. I only know football plays. Tell me what's on your mind. I win!
Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about FansToys Berserk, their take on Triple Changer Blitzwing. 7 years in the making. It's been cooking for a while. And today I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be an unboxing. I haven't handled this yet till I open it up on the video. And then I'm going to do some comparisons to these guys. And yes, I got the KFC to stand on his own. I'm going to have a little something fun later on with that too. But also kind of just give you my thoughts on this short, quick review. Because there's a lot of hour-long reviews or 48-minute reviews on this guy out there. So let's get this done quick so that you can get my thoughts and maybe down the road do some other stuff with it. But I did get this at Shows You Store. I have a link down below where you can get yours too. Remember, TH and support the reviewer if you want to help the channel out. Let's get into this quick review, this unboxing, this quick look at Berserk coming up. Quick look at the packaging, and as FansToys always does, the kind of drawn artwork means that it's targeting the cartoon look, not a toy look or anything like that. There's the side. There's the back. See the actual product, which, look at that, on their own back, 2 different colors of purple. That's lots of fun, I guess. It's been kind of a controversy in a way, which is, I'm just curious what it's going to look like in hand for myself personally, but there's the box, there's the packaging, FansToys 2025. Another thing, like on their Coot reissue, they reissued it once saying like 2017 or something. They reissued like 2022. Interesting stuff going on right there. I don't generally do unboxings, but I did cut the tape on this bad boy, so we're going to be sliding this out. And I guess now that it's unboxed, we have the instrucciones. And we have the card. So I'm going to get the box out of the way because it's probably just in the way right now. And then, curious how people, when they open this, do they cut this? I'm going to gently do that real quick. Guess the question is, do you cut it or do you peel it? Oh, I'm upside down on it. Oh, great. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. All right, so here he is. And I'm going to just kind of hold him up. We can see how it is in the package. Am I getting all that in frame? And yeah, that's a nice looking purple. So I'm pleased with the purple. I think they went with the right shade for me personally. It's got like lube. It's lubed up really good right out of the box. We're gonna pull his sword out and just kind of get the sword out of the way. And then what else do we have in here? We have like a cannon tip. That's nice. Then we have some faces, and we've got his gun, typical usual kind of gun going on in there. And then what else do we have here? We have my arm in the way. Oh, so you can change out different eyeballs, and then we're going to pull him from his prison here, and there he is. Now, usually with FansToys, you're going to have to do some stuff right out of the box, so it's part of the unboxing experience here. What do we need to do with this guy? And I did comment on my news videos and stuff that I did kind of get that feeling that people just pulled it right out just like this and started taking pictures. So one thing I like to do, I guess I should have left the plastic on it. There's the plastic. Adjusting these bad boys here. The feet, I do know the feet probably need a little bit of work. The hands obviously need some work. The back panel needed some closing up. So getting that stuff done. Interesting. Straight out the box. Fresh and crispy. Usually this stuff I do, you know, I usually handle it for a couple of days, especially like a FansToys or, you know, pretty much that X-Transbots, the Masterpiece stuff. I usually handle it for a couple of days before I do a review. That's why the unboxing is so much different. And so, yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, I like the translucent in here. I like it's a great paint. Almost looks vac metal. Almost as if they vac metalized those pieces and glued them in, which might be what they did. Is the camera picking that up? The red pieces here. Then there's some yellow paint, which doesn't match that yellow paint. It's different. Yeah, looks pretty good. this panel here came undone on me. So evidently this panel tabs into that, like so, and that. So both these panels here have come undone during shipping. So that might be an issue. I mean, probably standing on my shelf is not going to come undone. So not a big deal. I kind of assume, you know, how would you assume? I assume this piece has something to do. I know, as I showed you this, probably the easiest way to get this look is just to pop this on the back of his head and run around like that. But the better look, in my opinion, would be to actually get the cannon out. So I've kind of got the ball rolling on this side here, but you're going to need to kind of pull out in this direction. Disengage this, and then lift it up and over, up in atoms, and then this is going to come down, and we are going to bring this, fold this around. Not sure how to fully show it, but you just need to fold this around here, and you got to make sure you got the clearance. Get the clearance for it. So there's not a lot of clearance, just enough for it. And then you're going to put it back up into place, and then we're going to put all of this back from whence it came, and this does tab back into here, and then everything goes and tabs over. That will tab into it. And same thing over here. And there's several connection points on this, but anyway, there we go. We got that in place. Then my wings were already loose in the box too, was something I didn't really mention. So that's something that, yeah, it's definitely one of those things with the wings being loose. Now the wings are a little bit tighter, more firm. Well, this one's still loose. It's just the way it was in the box too. I'll probably mess that up just a little bit more, and then we'll get into articulation. All right, let's go ahead and check out this articulation on this guy. Check out this head, side to side, up and down. Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of down, some up. Shoulders are going to be hindered, but at least you can get the 90. At least you can go all the way forward. It's just part of the character. Everyone does it a little bit different, but it's going to be a pain. Bicep swivel looks good. Seems like you could get loose over time. So a level of double jointedness to it. I'm not going to get full range. You do have individual fingers. Is it 2 points on the thumb or just the one? Well, I think one on the thumb. 1, 2, 3 points of articulation on each finger, which is great, which is going to give you trigger fingers and stuff like that. Waist, minimal waist, swivel, and a bit of an ab crunch. Nothing like Magic Square does, but it's enough. It's there. It's not, I mean, they tried. We've got what I consider old school hip flaps, and it goes out there. Nice hardware in there, though. And then goes way past the 90 in the front. It's going to be hindered by the back, so only to there. So yeah, not anything I'd really need to use. Nothing I don't need it to go much further back than that. You got a thigh, so you would think the cut would be there just by the aesthetic of it, but it's the thigh swivel is right here. And then the knee, I guess I should have left this up. We can see what we can get done with this knee, because I think it's double jointed, but it's hard to get that. It's hard to get it too much range out of it. There we go. Feel like going much past that, we're going to be rubbing this purple paint. So anyway, that's pretty nice, pretty decent. Let's get down here to the feet, which I'm a little surprised by the feet, but also pleased by the feet. They do, they're tight. They need to be nice joint. You got the whole foot going on there, side to side. A little toe working action, and here's the thing, because of his feet and how that goes, he's pretty solid. He's pretty stable. I mean, I'm just picking him up and setting him down, which for have a Blitzwing that can do that, that's good. But that's part of what I believe took so long, was to make sure that he is stable. For accessories, we got a bunch of faces. They don't usually, there's a screaming and a yelling face that's not showing up because it's just too bright, I guess. And then more of a smirk, kind of like a Starscream smirk. But I like that face there. Actually, I like that face. I don't think this character is one I need a smirk on. And then, like I showed before, we've got different eyes for each of them. I don't know what the difference between them is. I'm not much for swapping faces, so we've got that going on. And then the last accessories, the gun and the sword, which we would just put in their hands. And so there he is with his gun and his sword, if that's a good sword pose. Nice translucent sword. Looking good, holds them very well, as FansToys does, and looks good. So. Somebody really got aggravated with me for using the word so often, but I guess it is what it is. They weren't wrong. I realize this is going to pose a challenge doing these comparisons because I'm about to have some big bots and some big wings side by side, but I think this is what most people kind of expect out of my channel, is a good comparison. And how does it look with all these? And I feel this is right. Some people feel like the triple changer should be bigger than Megatron. I feel like about the same height works for me, and that's where we're at with this, so it's fine with me. Some people feel like the same height's too big. They should be slightly shorter, probably because the G1 toy and the show is very inconsistent, so it's just kind of like, what episodes do you like? But I feel like this is perfect. This is perfect, and it's a great height, great size, great aesthetic, blends in well. Magic Square, Takara, Mag-10 KO. And Astro Train, I think the way it's going to look better is to angle these people, these guys. Well, he's the same guy. Okay, there we go. And looking at that, that is the FansToys version. I'm so glad the kit was available so I could have the best of both worlds with the White Prime and an Ultra Magnus in his armor. But there it is. Yes, Blitzwing's taller than Astro Train, than Thomas, and it is what it is. And some people are going to be upset about that. Some people are disappointed in that, but it kind of is what it is. That's that. Aesthetically, I think Thomas is a good figure. I think this actually looks better and closer to the character than Thomas does to Astro Train. Even though this is the best Astro Train they've made, maybe I just have to play around with a good pose to overcome the couple of issues it has. But still, that's how it looks. Alright, so this is the shot I wanted to get, but not exactly. I actually want them further apart. I might even go for a second take, but I've got Ditka standing in this, and so I'm going to keep it like that. So KFC Ditka was the best looking at the time, but had trouble standing, extremely top heavy, and I really feel like this figure, if you say KFC, you're also talking about X-Transbots, so this is the X-Transbots version for the most part, sort of. And this one being top heavy, FansToys, I think, went back and said, we can't have ours come out like that. And in the meantime, another company said there's a huge gaping hole in the market, and people are sore about this taking so long, so Star Toys comes out. So now you're looking at all three of them, and would I say get a KFC Ditka if you can get one for like $50? I mean, I don't see a problem with it if you're just going to put it on a shelf. Make sure you lean it back up against something so it doesn't fall forward. Make sure it's leaning back, and it's definitely going to fall on you over time, even just standing on a shelf. But mine never had a problem because I leaned it up against the shelf or something in the back. But as for these guys, this is like a $120 figure. This is like a 200 and I think it was 180 or 190. It shows the, but it's not as easy to. I gotta go look at my orders and stuff because the price isn't showing right now. Still showing pre-order sold out. So looking at that, is this figure worth double this guy? Well, that's a whole conversation we have to have. One more quick shot so that you can see all the wings, everything spread out, and I'm just in awe that I'm able to get him to stand. It's almost like if you're gonna put your dog down and they get that last breath of wind in their last moments. That's what Ditka's trying to do to me right now. But sad, sad, sad. But with all of that, this is how they look side by side. More spread out. Probably not as good a resolution because its camera's so far back. All right, so now the entree, the main course, is StarToys versus FansToys. And I gotta say, there's pluses and minuses to each. And as we were discussing with the price, this is about 120. It shows the 180 to 190, something in those that ballpark area, if you pre-ordered it. Now, with all that, it was actually a really good price for me because I had put my money down, the deposit down on it. Then after that, it was my last payment was closer to this because I'd already had my deposit down on it. So to me, it just feels like, because of what I recently paid, very close in price. But there's a big, big price difference if you just think about it. Like, if I don't have either one of these and I go try to buy them right now, big price difference. The coloration, the tone of the kind of tans on the FansToys is more correct than what's over here. Now, they put a second run out of him that closer to correct, so it's more correct. The paint, there's little to no paint. There's, the accent paint, but it's got a nice sheen to it, so that works. And in the absence of paint, shiny plastic does kind of make me feel good. But the paint on this gives it a more premium feel. Like, it goes from, I don't want to call this like cheap looking plastic, because that's not at all. It doesn't feel like it's a Hasbro figure at all. It does feel much more premium than, like, say, a Hasbro. But the paint over here makes it feel even more premium. So we're getting into, it's not even Magic Square versus New Age at this point. It's like, if Magic Square would have done this shiny plastic, I would have been more happy with most of their products than I already am. But it just feels more premium in the purple. I kind of like this tone of purple. It's a little more into the red spectrum. This is more into the blue spectrum of the purple. And so with all that, I think they both look beautiful. They both look fantastic. Not anything that I wouldn't say that either one of them is bad at all. But, more premium stuff like the transparent here, the vac metal look to those makes it look premium. Now, we do have some more advantages to the StarToys because it's cleaner down here than all these panels. But some people are like, oh, but it looks real world. If it's going to transform, it's going to have all those aspects to it. Another thing is I like that I can tuck those up. I don't want those out. I know the character kind of shows it. So the lower legs, the two things I like the most about StarToys would be the cleanliness and lower legs right here. But here's the side of it. And they both are about the same thickness. And the way they do the backpack is completely different. Would I say completely? Maybe not completely. Semi-different. But there they are. There they are from the back. And you can almost argue that FansToys lower legs clean up here better. The way this goes, it's give and take. But I think the transformation is probably a little bit smoother on the StarToys. There it is again. Now, one more thing I want to point out before I say anything else about, like, any recommendations. The thigh cut. This is accurate. So is this. These are both kind of accurate, but FansToys exaggerates some of the features a little bit, and so gives it more what you would say heroic. I don't think you can really give a bad guy a heroic title, but more heroic, more stout. Now, you do see the hardware kind of showing through there, which the whole point of the flaps to hide the hardware, so it's still showing. So this is a uniflap over here, and yeah, so the hardware is hidden better. So there's, pluses and minuses to each one. Oddly enough, I kind of like the thickness of this better, but it's a cut that looks like where you would have the articulation. Here you actually do have the articulation in the cut. So that, there's so much stuff done so different. At the end of the day, which would I recommend? If you could get each one of these for the exact same price, I would probably go with the FansToys at this moment. Unless you like flipping them back and forth, then you might want to go with StarToys. If you already have StarToys, do you need to upgrade to the FansToys? Not at all. StarToys is still an amazing figure, you can still put these down if you want to. I don't want to, but you have to kind of fold them out to put them down. If you like that look, which I don't, you can have that going on too. So there's so much to talk about, but price-wise, if you're getting them from Shozi, about $50 difference. Would I recommend spending the extra $50 to get the FansToys? If you can. I mean, I would. At this point, now after we do a longer video with transformations, all that kind of stuff, will I change my mind? Well, 70% of people don't transform anyway. As for the other two modes, they both look great. It's kind of like we've been there, done that. It's a lot of transforming, a lot of time. If you really want an hour-long video out of me, I can work it in. I got a lot of Shozi stuff that just showed up in the last day or two. So I'm going to be knocking all those reviews out, and I can circle back to this. If it's something people want, let me know what you think about this quick look format. Would you have preferred an hour-long video? Let me know. All right, so this is my quick look, quick review, unboxing, comparisons, and quick review of Berserk FansToys FT-21, 7 years in the making. And what do I think of it? I think it is a good figure. It's kind of suffering from some of the same things that we have seen with FansToys, with a little bit lack of articulation. Part of it is due to the character design. Really, every one of them are going to be restricted in the shoulder area. But with that, I don't really mind. I'm not an articulation buff. It's enough articulation for me, so I'm happy with it. And it looks fantastic. It's a great looking figure. It does have a few areas where you see more of the lines. So Star Toys would probably be a little bit on the cleaner side of things if you were going to go that route. Cartoony looking. And with that, FansToys does always present very well. And they did it again with this offering. So anyway, I do have a link down below where you can get this to Shozi when it comes back in stock, and I do believe it's coming back in stock. The way it's set up, it looks like they've got more inventory either planned to come, or they're just waiting to see if the stuff that they have on pre-order is getting paid for. I think that's probably what's going on. But anyhow, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Do you guys think that I need to do a full-on hour-long review with all the transformations, all this stuff? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and Teddy Hanger out. How well did I get this guy to stand? Let's push this back. Maybe it's still going to catch him a little bit. All right. Let's see here. Hitting that table, and that's KFC standing on his own with me hitting the table. That's a good pose.
You the commander in charge? I'm the coach. No one fools Blitzwing. You are a great military strategist. Contracts, like traitors, are made to be broken. Okay, Commander. 5 points, at least.